So the Saints and the Swans ready for battle at the Gabba. And we are underway, and Ryder sending the message to Callum Sinclair. He was up and servicing Gresham and getting it deep, and it might be a free kick to Marshalls. So as we said, the great news for St Kilda is the ruckman, both of them last will be able to get forward and kick goals. 6 goals, 1 for the season for Rowan Marshall. Everything perfect about the start except that kick.
What you may do if you...
So this is before the bounce.
Callum, Paddy. Callum, I'm watching.
Wonder what Mackley, and his kick was aggressive through the middle. We'll talk about that in a moment. Hills come off second best, crunched in the hip. It appears from early sight. Rampy made his path to the footy, had to back up from Lloyd, but the Saints through King, out to Sinclair, left foot kick to the goal square, and Gresham got away. No one near him, and the Saints do get the first.
Swans would be ruining this. There's a big leap from Brad Hill, who went down hard on that hip bone.
Started to mesh in the absolute middle of the ground, Gresham. You've just got to be smarter than that. If you're a Swans midfielder, you've got to keep your eye on where he's going. He's a player who loves to get forward of the ball. You can see Rampy was tracking back towards him, but got drawn back to the play, left him all alone, top of the goal square.
Yeah, I think the pressure around the ball right now would be disappointing. John Caulfield.
Been fantastic, Jared.
Oh, kicks it forward. King couldn't quite hear Geary. And Parker. In his second game for the season. Firing. Clark just poked it forward. Oh, Caulfield left it behind. An opening for Sam Reid. The hands were slick. And let's see if this can get things started. It can for the Swans. Papley has won.
Turnover here. It was all about pressure. Sam Reid, smart handle, another smart handle just to the voice. And then it was a kick around the corner.
When you're in form, the ball follows you, Jared. Just an error there. You couldn't script that, you couldn't predict that, but he arrived at the absolute right time to finish it off.
Forward. He ignored it initially. There it is there. Shunted forward, McCartney's going to get the free.
Interesting matchup there, Elijah Taylor.
Wow, that's
being picked up by Carlo.
Goal again, 5 goals, 2 in his 5 matches so far. A little bit back and a little bit forward in his short career so far. He's a very promising player for the Swans, and he delivers a goal most important.
Young boys to men. And this guy, I think, in the last month, King, at least from my eyes, he just looks as if he's now quite comfortable in and around the roles he's being played. I think they worked out pretty clearly he's not going to be a defender there.
Themselves a bit of time. Louis Taylor. That pass. And stepping through was Ling. And puts it on the chest of Sam Reid.
Nice move by Ling.
Good step, wasn't it?
Yep. That's in the ball right now.
Off to the long kicking Dawson, who couldn't get settled to get enough on the kick. And the mark was missed down there. Taylor coming through after Wilkie couldn't take the mark. Patton. Oh, Papley's looking for a free. Clark, I wonder what he would have said about that. The umpire didn't blow the whistle, and now they're on the charge out of there. And look at the charge led by Butler. He goes to Torp, and the go chase message. Rajata settles on full forward as the destination for this one, and Blakey shows his athleticism.
One out opportunities, though. The ball movement of the Swans, direct, fast, gives him an opportunity.
31% scoring accuracy, as you said. Kingy's a man without confidence in front of goal. Forward to Hill, sets him on his way, and what a sight he is. The Saints in full motion now, and getting it deep towards Battle. And again, the Swans defence standing up for now. Rampy wasn't quite sure how to get that over the line, but one-handed. Wilkie. Big numbers again, flying Membry that time. Hine got her onto the left boot, and I tell you what, he's hit the spot.
He was just looking for the tools. Membry, King, you can see there, King getting a couple of people push on him. Alir had an opportunity. You've got to knock that over the top. You can't allow it to drop forward of the pack, and you can't allow that smothering opportunity to go astray. It cost a goal.
He's clever. He's a ground ball get player in the forward 50. Just needs a few half opportunities here to make things pay. Clearly, John Longmire not King it's going to be.
Yeah.
Geez, a nice block in the ruck there.
Put it back for Steele. And now Hunter Clark intruding into the forward line with a sharp left foot that splits the middle.
But there's confusion here. Swans ruckman gets there late, doesn't actually get there in the end. He just runs into the back of Parker. Good setup, really good positioning from the St Kilda off-ball players. Not actually at the coalface of the clearance, but one received, two receives from. Great finish.
He's had one crack at it. Let's see if he can get a better strike this time. No, even worse, and you could see the look on his face straight away. Lucky to get it behind. Great little handball from Reid. It was too hot for Taylor. Hayward now forward, chips it wide, and Louis got the legs going. He's back depending on which way it's going.
Yeah, I think he finished the first term up there, Hutto, so that probably just was a mismatch in defence for him.
So Louis Taylor still really trying to find his way as a Swan. As the former rising star with Britain. Gee, how far is Wilkie had to run on the way in? Steele, and now it's an opportunity for the Swans. It'll drop kick forward by Florent, understanding the situation well, and he's hit the target this time. Hopefully he can be accurate here. He's already kicked 5 goals this year. He's got amongst the play early today in defence. Now he goes forward, unfortunately. He misses up and down. Howard came through with good authority. Ryan Clark takes a flying shot. This should be to Carlisle's advantage. Blakey's athleticism worried them. Hayward stayed in the mix. Carlisle vicious in the attack on the former Swan. Albeit minimally, and Tim Membry sends them forward.
And that's the kick there. That's the kick there, which I think brings opportunity for Sydney. If they can get back quickly, Saints go a fraction too fast for mine.
He's got a free out of that high. He goes short to Steele, who just sets it up for Marshall, who just couldn't find him. Super courageous, but he was just running into the worst possible spot. He's clear. Geary goes a second time. A bit more success. Gresham, the extra handball from Membry, back to Battle. It's coming. It's coming. It's there.
A contested ball where the Saints have just fed the ball back. There's another angle of that, but here's another stoppage. Saints pick up the ball after Aliir has it. It goes back from Geary. You can see they're spreading Kingy, which is what you like. The Swans have got all the representation on the in.
Caulfield sends the handball Billings' way, and again, dynamic out of the middle. Thumping kick goes all the way to the square. And at the back, Gresham read it beautifully.
So the ground level players are going both ways, which is being setting them up for
tease it up to the square. Reid looked most likely. Look at Howard go over the top of the pack. Gray was able to feed the handball back to Parker, and Battle, we've seen him at the...
They had all those experienced Warriors going through. They're a bit younger now. Let's see if they get some movement here.
Quick snap, I think, from Gray. Pocket. Only handball's back, and that just slowed the progress down a fraction, but they've controlled it pretty well. Now it's in dangerous hands. Hill misses the pass, but Sinclair good enough to reel it in. One more. Butler's going to take it himself, and why not? They are such a dynamic team, the Saints.
And here's the smarts. You see there's an inside ball. Jones could go try and wheel and kick. He doesn't. And this is smart play from Hill as well. He just settles a little bit, picks out a target. Nice handball. Everybody thinking goals. And everybody thinking absolutely should have kicked that goal. The handball option wasn't really there.
16 goals for the season for the former Tiger. Week early and then kick one out on the full. He's only back for his second game of the year. He's trying to get that to hang on. But it's the other way. Steele. Swans haven't really got defensively out of Kilda, but King still takes the mark anyway. So King right in front, kicks through the ball, and the Saints are right on top of the gather.
He's different. He's incredibly tall. He arrives. He gets the ball as it arrives at its highest point. It's incredibly difficult to spoil that ball.
Yep. Without hitting an arm.
Without giving away a free kick. And his conversion's great. That's a fantastic tackle. You highlighted that with Carlisle. 100% spot on. But you just can't. There's some things in the game you can't stop. You can't stop Max King marking that ball there.
He did his best. Hind again to Hill. He looks hungry today, Hill, and that is a beautiful kick. Adapted his disposal.
He sees it all happening, and he just changed it a little bit and hit Butler right on the white spot.
Butler, he doesn't quite hit that in the right spot. And Lloyd was able to take the chest mark. Dawson feeds it back. Hayward going back through the danger. They come for Lloyd. Butler is hovering all over him.
The game's been played in the Saints half for the last 5 minutes.
Marshall lining up Aaliyah. Zach Jones. Savage, we know he's a big, strong kick of the footy. And just the wrong side of Caulfield, and Clark getting regular games now for the Saints, which is great to see for their future. Gray sends it Papley's way, hasn't seen a lot of it so far. Off to Florent, they need a bounce to go their way, and it does. End on end, they slide one home just on the barrel.